Paddock Farms. We're back with another episode of UMRV, Upper Mississippi River Valley, and today we are going to be trying to finish up some of these harvest tasks in the summer here. We've got a bunch of straw left to pick up, we've got some hay bales to pick up, and we are also going to be finally combining these fields together that we've been talking about for a little while here, and generally just getting all the summer prep done and ready to keep moving that clock forward until we can get into our corn silage here later in the summer, early fall. But first off, we need to figure out how we're going to get a second worker going on picking up all of this straw. I have switched over to the baler in that other hay field there. In fact, the baler was able to get through probably about a third of the field while this guy finished up the headlands. I know some people have recommended that I try and get a larger capacity loader. A bunch of people have suggested that I modify the speed of the loaders. I'm not really interested in trying to go super unrealistic. Right now, the only thing we've really gone unrealistic on is the capacities on the manure tankers and stuff. So I think we're going to try and keep things reasonable here. If we hop over here, though, into this other worker, I'm going to copy its course play course here before it heads on back up to the farm. And then if we just hop back into our other tractor here, I can paste this in, and what we'll do is I'm going to jump a little ways down the way here and start him off on up-down rows that skip past where this other worker is already working. And hopefully these two can coexist. I'm going to have to eyeball what about 50% of the remaining part of the field is here. Maybe we'll put him somewhere right around here. I turn on the lines to see which one is heading back up. It looks like this one that I was in right here will do the trick. I've got to back up and get lined up just a little bit better though. There we go, picking up the straw, and I need to set this to straw, and we're in field 7 now. So if I hit course play mode, turn that on. Oops, not that. Course play mode is on though, and then we turn this on. There we go. Everything seems to be working now, and we should be good to go. If we just hop over here real quick, I can see that we've got most of the bales done. We're probably, halfway through this field now? So look at all these bales. We're going to have a lot of fun picking those up, but we are going to be able to go a lot faster than these two straw wagons are going to keep up. I'm willing to bet we'll get done baling all of that grass before the two of these guys can finish this smaller field with the straw. And I think that might even include picking it up with auto drive. We're going to find out. Now, I've got this bale pickup offset here that we can do with this trailer. If I wanted to set it up to run through with course play, somebody mentioned that I could absolutely just run through with an auto pickup trailer like this, and it will pick everything up, and then once it gets full, run them out of the field and all that good stuff. But I'm not going to worry about that. It's not that big of an inconvenience to run the bale trailer every once in a while. Let's see here. I just need to figure out what position this trailer is in to start off with. And we're going to come out here and grab a load of these bales just to get things started. And then I'm going to go get the tillage equipment hooked up, and we're going to combine these two fields together. Now, in the previous episode, I believe we wrapped up all of our planting for the spring planting. I think we've even moved those tractors back up into the yard, so there shouldn't be anything left to do from that regard. And somebody's full tank. Yep, we've got another full tank of straw there from loading wagon. He's heading back up to the farm. That's going to work out awesome for us. I've enjoyed these loading wagons, but they've just a little bit less efficient. I'm kind of curious how much in volume-wise a semi-trailer full of bales is comparing to one of those loading wagons. I wish I'd sent that loading wagon on the up-down rows here just to see how far it could get on a single up-down row, like what percentage of the tank that is, because I feel like this semi is going to hold, you know, like 3 times as much volume in hay than if we were using the loading wagons. But that's just my guess based on visuals, which can be very misleading here in Farm Sim. I've got my eye on a replacement for our combine. I haven't made a decision or a purchase yet, but we will have to do that when the crop of, was it soybeans that we planted late on this map that we're going to have to harvest here at some point? I can't recall. Now I'm curious. We're going to have to go look. Let me get this truck on cruise control real quick. There we go. We'll run down this side on the right, and then I'll circle back on the left. It is indeed soybeans that we've got coming in our other fields here, which should be awesome. We will likely then get rid of our corn header. We're not going to need that corn header ever again. If we have corn, it's getting turned into a silage for sure. And that's going to be the end of it with this this cattle farm. We increased the capacity quite a bit on our harvest stores to be able to hold all of the excess feed that we need, so that we don't run into a situation like we did last time where we had not enough space to put all the stuff. Looks like I've got a full load of hay here, so I'm going to get this up to the farm. I've probably got one more semi's worth out here. I know if I keep running with the semi, I can catch up with the baler, but I'm not sure I'm necessarily in a hurry to keep up with the baler. I'm gonna slow my time down to 5x here, just because I know I have a feed situation at the moment, and I'm not sure we generated enough feed to catch up with it, especially since both of those tractors do seem to be stopped right now. So I'm going to go into a transporting position, and we're going to drop these bales down onto my trailer, and then I'm just going to continue to pull my way through here. And I don't think we've looked at what's going on here just yet. I've got hay and straw, but no silage. So we are out of silage for our feed, which is unfortunate. I'm going to have to buy some silage, because I've got enough feed to go forward 1 day here, or 2 days, I mean, here and here, but I don't even have a whole day's worth of feed in this other barn, unfortunately. I probably shouldn't have cut all of this as hay. Should have saved some of it as grass to turn into silage, but it's a little late for that now. I'm gonna switch this guy over to barn C if he does get a chance, and then we're gonna come in and purchase a round of bales just to keep our farm alive and moving here. And this is what I've been having to do a lot of off camera, is just to keep the feed mix going. We've been buying a lot of silage bales over the year to pass the time through, and that's where we need to keep increasing our corn capacity here on the farm to keep up with all of this. I'm hoping with all of these all of these fields that we purchased in the last year and how much corn ground we've got on the farm now, that we're going to be able to hopefully manage to have enough silage to get through a single year after this latest expansion. Either way, we've got other work to do here, and we are making a great progress on getting all these bales picked up. I'm really hopeful that I can beat myself in the challenge that I've set forth, which is, can I actually get all of the hay off of this big field before 2 workers on the other side can get that straw picked up? And I think I'm going to be able to do it. We'll see. That baler's chugging along over there. We've got about a third of the field left to bale, but I'm seeing a lot of straw left to pick up, so we're going to find out if my crazy driving in this big semi is faster than 2 of those, is it 7Rs that we've got on the loading wagons, running stuff back and forth up to the farm. I think I'm going to be faster. Although we may need to come back over here with the baler and try and pick up some of these piles that we've got everywhere on this end. Lots of missed hay laying around. I love just watching the baler kind of chug along, doing its thing. Slow and steady wins the race there, sir. We're at our 3rd truckload here now in this field. We're starting to make pretty good progress, visible progress on getting caught up to the baler. I don't think I'm quite going to catch him this time around, but next time around, I think I can definitely catch him, which is the goal. We want to at least say that we were able to catch up to that baler before he finishes, but I've got to be on my game because there's only 2 more rounds after the pass he's on right now, and he will be at the end of the course. We're going to swing wide here and pick up a few of the bales towards the end of the field here. Not sure why I'm messing myself up. If I'd just gone back down, I think it would have came out perfectly. But that's all right. We'll still get the rest of this line on the trailer just about, or are we going to have one last bale down here? We are going to have one last bale. That's my bad for swinging around and trying to pick up random bales on the end there, throwing off our vibe on getting things done efficiently. I always hate when I end up on the far end of the field when I need to exit the field from this driveway over here, but it is what it is. And I'm going to get this run up there, and like I said, I think we'll get the rest of what's on the field right now on the trailer at least. We'll probably have to come back for a 5th load to finish everything out, but 4th load we should be able to catch up on. That's the hope at least. So I'm going to put this into transporting position. I'm going to get pulled in next to the harvest store, and then we're going to drop the auto load functionality off. There it is. And one more trailer unloaded. Looks like we're starting to make some feed there. I don't have the clock up very fast just because I don't want to miss and get into the next day before I can make sure that we've put feed into that barn that didn't have enough feed to move forward. And for whatever reason, I can't seem to multitask very well while driving this bale trailer. I end up running into all kinds of things, the ditches, the bales, etc. So we're going to just focus on one thing at a time here while the clock kind of inches forward. And once I get done with this job, we can switch things up and take a closer look at that. And here we are on the 4th load. Just as I expected, we are going to catch up with the baler, it looks like. I've got just enough room, I think, by the time I turn around and follow him back down to the other end of the field. I think we're going to have enough to have a full load, which is actually kind of a shame that we'll have about, maybe 3-4 bales after we're done here to pick up out in the field here. But that's all right. I'd rather have more bales than less bales. 38. I need 4 more bales here, guy. So I can get 2 of them like so. And I should get my last 2 right as we get to the end row here. So I'm going to be patient. We're going to drive along behind him and see what happens. There's another bale. I think I can nab this one right out of the back of the baler. Oh, we've got both of them. Perfect. Well, let's get these up to the farm. And like I said, I can at this point safely say that we've beaten the 2 straw pickup wagons there. But I think we are going to finish and get the last couple of bales off of this field before we switch over to tillage. At this point, we might as well. We've got not a lot going on. It makes sense to finish a job completely and get that equipment back up into the yard before we switch to a new task. And there we go. Last of the trailer 4 bales moved into the harvest store. I am kind of curious now, though, how many bales total we've put into there, or at least If not how many bales, how much we've got in there. So let me see if I can get myself back out to this field, and we'll check in on our production menu here. Here we are. Yeah, quite a bit. We've got over 2,000 cubic yards of hay in here. So we are currently making TMR with the hay and the silage and the straw that we've got, which is great. We just need to get some more silage pumping in there sooner than later. Well, it looks like we got a few more bales out in this field than I anticipated. I think we're going to end up at 8, maybe? 6, 7. Oh, not going to get that last one out of the baler. That's all right. 7 bales, not too shabby. We'll get these into the harvest store, get this baler back up in the yard, and then we can start combining these two fields. We've been talking about it for a few episodes now. And the last of our hay bales for this cutting, at least. We'll get one more round of hay off of all of these fields before year end, I believe. We are going to have to put some seed into this straw area that we're picking up now, but we'll have to wait until the loading wagons manage to get done with that. But for now, I think what we're going to do is go find our tillage equipment, which should be back here somewhere. I think we've got a 8R I can hook up to this thing. That should work pretty good. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to use the 9RX here just for the fun of it. I think that'll look good on the tillage equipment there. And I haven't had a lot of uses for this outside of running the slurry so far. So let's do it. I'm excited to tool around with this thing a little bit, try and avoid the cows here. I'm hoping I can get this tillage equipment out of the shed without hitting that 8RX. That's the real trick to it. I might have to back the 8RX up just a little bit to get its front end out of the way there, because it doesn't look like I've got enough room right now. This tillage equipment just barely fits through this door. Alright, I'm just gonna slowly push the front end of this back out of the way. That should about do it. And then if we inch our way through this door here, watching out for all those cows. Good deal. Alright, I think we did it. And I should be able to get out of this double wide gate over here. Last time I checked, we didn't have any problems. I'm not going to be able to make that left turn though, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up here in the yard, and I'm going to spin right around and get it going down the road this way. That's a little bit easier of a turn. Now this should make short work of the boundary between the two fields over here, because it's such a large implement. I think we're going to be able to do it in a single pass. I'm going to get things unfolded, and we do have the headlands already done on this. Was it wheat or barley we had over here? I don't remember, but that means we should be ready to combine these two together. And I think what I want to do is we're going to allow create fields. I'm going to drop this down. I'm going to have to come out here and replant some of this grass. But I'm going to take this thing along the edge of the field here, and we're going to really hook these two together. And I think while I'm at it, I'm going to reclaim some of this grass on the edge here. Just a little bit, not a lot. I don't want to get up under the trees, but I do want to kind of balance this out and make sure that we've got a nice shallow curve to things. No reason not to get a little bit of extra ground coverage while we're out here with the tillage equipment anyway. I don't want to overdo it per se, but it's also always irked me that there was so much grass on the side of this hill that we weren't using. I think if I can just run this now straight up to where it curves there will be good. Although, you know, now that I'm looking at it and saying that, there's a lot of grass over there that's not getting used right now. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be too greedy. I'm not going to go all the way over to the edge of the water there, but we're going to reclaim some of this. I think this is going to be good. And I don't want to be too much on the side hill either. It's kind of a steep part of the hill over there. So we're going to try and stay up here, I think. And I'm just going to take this down to the corner and curve it back in. No sense getting too close to the road ditch there because it's really steep in there. And if the equipment does end up in the road ditch, bad things do tend to happen. So a little bit of a grass buffer around the outside of the field is not a problem. In fact, it's welcomed, you might even say. And there we go. I think that's going to do it for that. That's a pretty nice gradual looking curve. And what we're going to do next is I'm going to drive this up into the other corner. I'm looking here. This whole side is pretty steep and close to this drop off, so I don't think we want to get any closer on this side of the field either. Give ourselves a little bit of buffer so we don't end up going down that hill ever. And we're just going to come up here by the trees then and hook these two fields together. Something I could do at some point if I wanted to is come up here with a chainsaw and clear out a few of these trees. In fact, I'm kind of tempted to do that right now and just see if we can reclaim a little bit bigger swap between these two fields and get rid of this awkward little area up here. Maybe we'll do that. So what I'm going to do right now, since we are just up here and driving, is I'm just going to take this over and we're going to combine these parts up here. And then I think we're going to come back up here and try and reclaim some of that forest. Not a lot. We don't need to deforest the whole world here, but I'm hoping I've got the lumberjack mod installed and I can just cut them down with the chainsaw in the up and down position and delete those trees. That would be my hope, because I don't want the wood. I don't want to have to deal with all the scraps from that kind of wood. You don't really get any money from it. It's just a pain in the butt to take care of. But I don't mind jumping out there and cutting the trees down. So we'll head back up here in just a second and we'll give that a shot. Man, it's so nice to have all that done. And I don't see either of my loading wagons unloading straw at the moment. I'm kind of curious where they've ended up. If I open up my map, I see a 7R on the road way down the wrong way. Where did it go and why is it down there? Oh no, that's not the wrong way. It's just stuck on the road somewhere though. I bet you they're like head on stuck looking at each other or something right now. We're gonna have to go sort that out and figure out what's going on with our loading wagons. Let me just get to the end row here first. That way we're not leaving this tractor in the awkwardest of side hill positions. And I'm gonna spin right around here. We're gonna take this little corner piece out before I forget about it. And that way we don't have grass growing in the middle of our field that isn't part of the field. Perfect. I'll shut this down and let's go take a look, see if we can track down these loading wagons. Yeah, here we are as expected. They tried to pass each other unsuccessfully. So I'm going to jump in one of them here and we'll shut this down. Is there any ability for me to maybe make this road a little bit more onto the side? It's like this because of the power poles. I didn't want implements to get stuck on the power poles, but looks like both of them happen to curve in a bit here at the crossing. It was a little narrow for us, so I'm gonna widen this out to the best of my ability. We'll see if that does a little bit better for us. I don't want to mess with it too much because this course has been working so good for us for so long. Well, with all that excitement out of the way, let's go ahead and hop back in our trusty tillage equipment here. We're going to take this up to the other end of the field and try. Ooh, that's a big hole. I wonder if we can fix that We may have to do a little bit of landscaping and level out some of these holes and divots we've come across while driving around up here. But we're going to first see if I can expand this field any and take it all the way down to the backside of where this grass field ends right now. I think that would be perfect. Make this a lot easier on our course play courses and such. We may have to do something with these bushes and stuff, but if we come in here, I'm trying to cut this down up and down. I don't see that I'm able to do that. I can cut it at an angle for sure. I was hoping to get rid of the whole tree. Maybe if I cut it down and then if I go like this, I've thought sure if I cut on a tree, can I cut these bushes down? If I cut a tree with it up and down, I thought it was supposed to delete the tree. I must not have the lumberjack mod installed right now. We're gonna have to go get that, I think, because well, you know what? Maybe we could just deal with these trees. What am I gonna do with these trees, though? I mean, there's like nothing to do with them. They're so wonky with these branches and everything the way they are. Am I just making a giant mess of this if I cut up all these branches? I'm having flashbacks to Silver Run. No more forestry. All right, let me test and see if I'm going to be able to get rid of these bushes as well. Landscaping, painting. I think it's painting that lets me get rid of them. If we paint this structure and I make it a little bit bigger, it's getting rid of some, but not all the bushes. Or is that just the part of the tree now that's left? I can't tell, actually. Wow, that's a big chunk of the woods here. Yeah, that is a part of the tree, I think. Can I lift any part of this now? I'm going to throw it out in the grass field here for now, just to get it out of our view, so that we can kind of see what's going on here. I just want to make sure all of this is part of a tree and not bushes that we're not going to be able to paint over. There we go. Yeah, we're going to do great here. We're going to be able to knock all these out. That said, though, I definitely do not feel the need to turn this into a forestry expedition. I despise the wood cutting mechanics. So let's go ahead and take a quick pause, and I'll be right back with the lumberjack mod installed. All right, we are back, and I'm just an idiot sometimes. To cut down the trees, first of all, I need to not have super speed on. I have to hold Alt down in order to do the delete tree mode. For some reason, I thought all I had to do is just have it up and down, and it didn't matter, but nope, it's hold down Alt, and it'll delete stuff. So let's go ahead and get rid of this tree we cut down. Just simulating cutting it into tiny little pieces, I suppose. And the other trees are going to go so much faster by not having to cut them into a million little pieces. There we go. All right, let's go double check, make sure this is going to work for us. Apparently you can't run with a chainsaw in your hands. Wow, farm sim safety for you. All right, here we go. Tree, gone. All right, these bushes, though. Oh my gosh, these bushes are annoying. We're gonna have to paint over all of those, but let's get rid of these trees real quick first, and then we'll come back and deal with the bushes. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, before we get ourselves too carried away, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna come down here to the edge of the field, and we're gonna walk through this as if I was trying to straighten the field out, and we're gonna take down just the trees I think I need to take down to straighten this out the way I want to. And then I'll work myself back in towards the rest of the field. That way we don't accidentally cut down a bunch of trees we don't need. Looks like the terrain is somewhat stable under this canopy. I'm really hoping we don't run into some other weird issues because of trying to do this. I know I've had problems with creating fields in the past, but I do own all of this land, I'm pretty sure. And I think this is going to be good. I don't think I need to go further down the hill at all. So what we'll do is we'll grab this tree and I'll start making my way back in towards the middle there. We're almost done, folks. Halfway done, probably. Isn't there a Monty Python skit or something about lumberjacks? There was a song, if I remember right. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Something, something, something. Yeah, I don't remember. All right, and there we go, folks. A lot of trees taken care of. Next step, let's go into our landscaping menu. We're gonna paint ourselves down some of this. And land is not owned by you. What are you talking about? Of course I own this land. See, this is gonna be the problem. Let's take a look here. Well, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. We're gonna buy all of this farmland here for $2 million to own the map, roads, and all that good stuff. So here we go. $2 million spent just so that I can widen this field out a few hundred feet. We are definitely rolling in it now that I can afford to do such things. That's all right. It's just money. And I'm going to get rid of all of these. Oh, I got to take care of that stump too. All of these bushes. Perfect. And then let's find that stump. There it is. Boom, taken care of. All right, I'm going to jump in the tractor here in just a minute. It looks like there's a little bit of bushes that I didn't wipe out there. I want to try and get rid of those. I think, is this the type that I have to use the grass on to get rid of the bush? Yeah. So we're going to get rid of these bushes with grass real quick. And then we'll come through and plow it up. And I'm just going to put a little bit of grass in this area where I painted. Make sure that there's no bald spots. I don't really care about it too much because I'm just going to jump right in the plow and plow this all up. Perfect. I think that's going to make our lives so much easier. Here we go. We just got to take this straight down here a ways. I am on create fields, so here we go. And I suppose I don't really know exactly where I'm going to come at it from. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn down the hill here. I'm going to have to do a U-turn, and we'll follow this thing back out from a better position. I don't want to try and turn and do this on the go. I want to follow the tree line from the edge of the field, I think. So what we'll do is I'm going to get a little bit closer here, and we're going to pick up. I'm going to get myself spun around here, and I'm going to try and get myself lined up with the edge of the field, like so. And we're just going to drive around as if this was the most natural thing in the world. Hopefully this field will end up in a decent position. It's pretty steep back there. I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous about how steep that is. But hopefully I'm staying out of the trees enough that we won't have any problems down here. And I just want to get this lined up as good as I can there. I like it. That looks pretty good, I think. Oh, this is a lot of extra land that we're ending up with, and honestly, I think it's just going to be a better courseplay course in general for us. Now, I've got a little bit of a divot there where we created an awkward corner, so I'm going to try and even that back out in a second, but I think I'm going to do it going downhill from up here, and I don't like having those bushes in the middle of my field either, so I'm going to fix that side as well. But let's get back up the hill here first with our field cultivator. We're overlapping quite a bit here. I suppose I don't need to be quite that cautious. Sometimes it's just easier to overlap and not worry about missing little bits than it is to miss a little bit, and you spend a lot more time being frustrated and trying to pick it back up again. So here we go. I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to try and straighten this out, even if it does go under the branches of that tree a little bit. Oh, we're getting all over the place here, which is not what I wanted to do. All right. I'm going to need to paint some grass down to get rid of these bushes. So I'm going to back up. Plants, grass, obnoxious bushes be gone. Slap tool down. And nice, even field corners. All right. That's looking pretty good. And you know what? If I get worried about the trees, I can always take out a couple of those trees on the edge later, and we'll have no problems at the edges of the field. What is that? Do I have one little sliver of a bush in the middle of my field there? I think that's what that is. Oh, now that's going to drive me nuts, folks. All right, let's do it. We're going to fix it. Landscaping, painting, plants. This thing right there, yep. You are painted over. Let's see if we can take care of that. Good deal. Now, I'm going to have to get grass seed in here somehow, and I won't be able to use coarse play because it's going to detect it as one giant field. There's no need to reseed the rest of this field. So, I guess we'll have to do this next job manually as well. Oh man, we've got more. I suppose I should have just broken down and painted the whole area a little bit better. I'm going to hit all of those spots just to make sure we got them. And we might as well just take care of all this, make it right the first time, not have to complain about it for seasons to come. Perfect. And I've got just a little corner left here to turn into a part of this field. And we're going to be all good to go. Man, I'm super excited by this. This is going to be a really awesome addition to these fields, and it's going to give me one bigger work area that we can really crank with some workers and get some stuff done pretty quickly. Let's see if I can get a decent enough screenshot where I've got both the grass and the other stuff in the mix here. Maybe I'll hop out for this one. What I would have liked is a nice before and after shot with all the woods there, but the woods are gone now, folks, so no capturing that. However, we've got it all done now. I'm going to run this back up to the farm. I don't have a drill anymore. We did get rid of our drill. We might need to look into leasing one. At least I'm pretty sure I got rid of our drill. So I was like, oh, we're never going to need to seed grass again. Ha ha ha. If only I'd known. Let me see here. Planters. Yeah, I don't have a drill anymore. So we'll have to lease something. I'm not sure what we're going to lease. We've been running pretty heavy on the John Deere equipment here. Maybe I'll get the big air drill from Custom Modding out here. The John Deere, what is that, a C850? I don't even know. We're going to get that big drill with the big air cart out here, and we'll put some grass in. I think that's going to be what we do, just because this is a decent-sized field. I don't want to spend all day doing it, but I think I'm going to save that for next episode, folks. I hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as I have. I'm excited because we're making upgrades to the farm. We're making improvements to streamline things, and we're inching closer to a big silage harvest here on the farm. I know I've mentioned it in the past, but my plan is to do a big multiplayer live stream once the time comes for us to do the corn silage on this map. So if you're looking for a multiplayer experience with the other people on the channel, stick around for that. It's going to be coming up here in a couple of weeks, in the next week or two. I don't know exactly how I'm going to manage scheduling that in, but in my mind I was kind of hoping that was going to be episode 100, but I think we're going to get to it before we get to episode 100. Either way, that's going to be coming up here soon, but we've got a little bit of work left to do before we get to that point, and I'm excited to keep chugging along on this series. If you enjoyed the episode, hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. And that's all for today. Ketterk out.